You know, David Lane, who runs the American Renewal Project, which is loosely connected to the American Family Association, he is also involved in that effort to encourage pastors to run for public office. In fact, his goal, I think, is by 2016 to have 1,000 pastors throw their hat in the ring and run for public office. And, you know, one of the points I've made frequently, Jim, is if you look at Romans chapter 13, where Paul is talking about civil authority, which is God's idea. So government is not bad. Government is good as long as it does what God has designed it to do and exercises the authority that God has delegated to it and no more. But it's a good thing. And 3 times in Romans 13, when Paul is talking about civil government, he uses either the word minister or servant of God. Twice he calls them ministers of God. Third time he calls them servants of God. So, I mean, those are sacred terms that he's using. So he's saying, look, somebody who exercises political office, that's as much of a sacred office as the guy that stands in the pulpit and opens the Word of God. And it's time we get back to some understanding of that.
That's exactly right. I had the privilege of sitting in on David Lane's first meeting to train, that goal to train 1,000 pastors. It was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, just a few days ago. And in fact, James Lankford, Senator James Lankford, was one of the speakers there. It was an exceptional conference. But you're exactly right. In Romans, that word in the original language is diakonos. Diakonos means the minister of God. Now, what's intriguing is if you live in a constitutional republic or a democracy, as we do, that means it behooves us as followers of Christ to make sure our government functions for the purpose for which it was created, specifically to be the minister of God. And so this idea among some believers that they're not going to vote or not going to participate or not be well informed is actually ludicrous. Now, if we were in a monarchy or an oligarchy where we couldn't influence it, that'd be one thing. But we are in a constitutional republic where we, the people, determine what our government is. And so consequently, as followers of Christ, we're commanded to be involved to make sure the government functions as a minister of God, as Romans says.